Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. On today's Weekend Whip, I am going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just decided I'm going to try to turn these into a little bit of a weekly update, and then also like talk to you about, you know, life stuff. But today I thought I'd share with you, I have a few things that I've purchased recently, and then I'll share with you kind of what I've done coloring wise this week, and then we'll chat and play around with some stuff. So yeah, I'm going to start with a few of the things that I purchased, and yeah, I'll be right back with you after I take a sip of my tea. Okay, so first I got these, oh, that's very glary, sorry. I got these two paint markers. Now these ones are just like the really cheaper little ones. Like they're still okay, and I like the colors that they have in this set, but there's like a fine tip and then a brush tip, but they're not super opaque. So, but these ones would probably be fun to do, I don't, like color by number stuff maybe, but I thought the colors were really pretty. Now it's not quite what those colors show there. It's a little bit off from what they've got here, but I haven't swatched them yet, but I've had fun playing with them. I've used those and these pastel ones from Tule Art that are again, these ones. So I do like these a lot. And this is a pretty opaque ink after you use it for a little while. Yeah, but I like these. I think these are a good brand. And I do like these brush tip ones a little bit more than like the plastic nibs. So yeah, except for doing like little dot details. That's the only time that I would rather have the plastic nibs. But yeah, I've been playing with those a lot this week. I finally got the Castle Arts Harmonious set. I have not done anything with it yet. I haven't even opened this yet, guys. My plan was to get these all swatched and then put them in with my Castle Art Gold pencils that I have and see what kind of a set I can make with them. I know a lot of people have used these, and I think the colors are really interesting. Like, I think it was a great idea for them to use, like, to do this kind of color scheme, color palette. It's really fun, but yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to use them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them in with my Castle Art Gold, and because I don't have the regular Castle Arts. So mix them in with those, see how it goes. Yeah, really fun collection. So yeah, there's those. Okay. So the first one I got was Twisted Tale. So this is based on the books that Disney put out, the Twisted Tale books. So it's these books back here. And it's basically like, it changes the story a little bit, which I think is a fun idea. And the artwork in this is amazing. These are drawn by Abigail Larson. And she's like this really cool, like dark, moody illustrator. I love her artwork. And somebody I buddy colored with in Villains, I'm sorry, I can't remember who that was right this second, but told me about this book. And so I was on the lookout for it and I couldn't find it. And then I finally found it and I was like, oh, that's neat. So yeah, so like the question is like, what if Aladdin had never found the lamp? So I was expecting like artwork where maybe Jasmine had found the lamp, but it's based off the story, so it's still kind of their characters, but some things are a little bit different. Like there's another character in here too. I don't know who that is, but I'm guessing somebody from the book. But the artwork is beautiful. Yeah, and so it goes through several of the fairy tales. So there's the Sleeping Beauty one. Again, just really cool. And I love this page. And I don't know what happened in the book to have her do that, but like, look how cool that looks. So yeah, and then there's Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Ariel, or sorry, Little Mermaid, Snow White, Peter Pan. What is that one? Oh, Cinderella. Yeah, Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland. So it's really, really cool artwork. Hercules, like like, look at that image of Hades. That's going to be so fun to color. And then I really want to try to base some of my color palettes off of Abigail Larson's artwork because it's amazing. Some Rapunzel ones. Yeah, it's just cool. And then some Princess and the Frog ones. And then Pinocchio. Yeah, so like this blue fairy, like, I don't know what that is, but look how cool that artwork is. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun book to color in. And the paper's not super great, and it would probably have to be something that I would use not too heavy water materials on, because I feel like it's going to bleed through pretty quick. But like on this page, I don't really need to color this one because I'm sure there's another Mulan picture in here that I would rather do. Or like same thing here. Like if I wanted to color this dragon, this foo dog, I could do it in alcohol markers because I'm not going to color that. So it's similar to the Villains book in that vein where I can pick and choose different pages to color. So yeah, so this Aladdin one I could do totally in alcohol markers if I wanted. But yeah, so that is A Twisted Tale. Then I got Creepy Kawaii Halloween. This is by, I will find it. Ella, that name. I don't know how to pronounce it. But I like her. I really love her style of artwork. And I just thought this would be so fun. I have another couple books coming. A couple, maybe? I know one more definitely from her that's coming. But she also does a lot of the artwork for the magic colors. So it's like the ones with the colors already on the paper, and then you just use a paintbrush and bring it out. Her artwork is just adorable, though. And I really I just think this is so cute. I like it a lot. So, like, look at that vampire. He's supposed to be scary, but he's not scary. He's cute. So I can deal with Halloween like this. And I feel like this is a good addition to my Halloween books. Yeah. Oh, look at that one. The Headless Horseman. It's just adorable. I think it's going to be so fun to color too. So Creepy Kawaii Halloween. And then I was heavily influenced by Jess at Coloring Bumblebee to get some Stratton Peterson books. I've been seeing these a lot on a lot of people's channels, not just Jess, but I think Jess and Coloring with Kay and gosh, I don't remember who else, but these were the ones that were most interesting to me. And there's like a flower one that's getting ready to come out, which is nice, but it's not, I don't know, I just didn't draw me as much. And then there was another one too that just, I wasn't pulled toward as much. So I just decided to try these two and see how I feel about the artwork. But I love a lot of the images in here. It's a lot to color, but once I've seen some of the finished pages, I'm just like, oh, that's so pretty. So yeah, I think it's such a beautiful book. So I would like to color in these at some point. So I've got this Luna one, and then the Mystic Animals is the other one I got. I think I got both of these used as well. So you can tell there's a little bit of damage on the sides. Like that's beautiful. So yeah, I'm excited to color in this. I really like this one a lot. I like the one that focuses on the animals a little bit more. But look at that otter one. So cute. Okay. So yeah, so I got these two by Stratton Peterson. And then I was watching Colored by Maya, and she did a whole video on the Get Creative 6 books, which I have the Manga Mania book, and that was the only one that I had really known about. And then I had seen this one was coming out, so I ordered it and tried it, and then I realized it was also the Get Creative 6 company. So I was like, oh, so maybe I do like these these books. And then I was looking through her flip through. I've got another one coming as well that's just not here yet, but this one was one that I was very drawn to. I was like, that artwork is really adorable. And I thought I had seen it a couple times, and the artwork looked really familiar to me. And I was like, why does this look so familiar? And then I was reading about the illustrator, and wait, where is it? Is it in the back? Yes. So in the back. So if you are on Etsy, if you get on Etsy and go to La Petite Market, she has so many adorable little PDFs to color. They're like, they're just little images, and I've used them. I've printed a whole bunch of them and used them on like cards and stuff. They're so cute. I don't have any on hand to show you, but definitely go check that out on Instagram. Not Instagram, Etsy. But I thought this book was adorable. It was really fun. And Maya had a couple of pages colored on her video, and I just thought that they were really interesting. So yeah. So I thought I would try it because it's just, you know, it's right up my alley. It's cute little characters, right? So yeah, so that is Yoga Animals So Cute by Kima Parrish. And then Nature's Joyful Moments. This was one I bought, like I said, before I had seen Maya's video. And then there's another one by Jane Madej as well, but I don't have that one. I thought I would try this new one out and see. And it's a really cute book. Some of the illustrations are a little more on the simple side. So this would be a fun one for like a beginner. They are single-sided, so I could definitely use alcohol markers on there. I feel like, yeah, they're a little, like I said, a little bit more on the simple side, but I don't mind that. Especially something cute like that. Like if I'm just gonna, you know, if I just want to have some light-hearted coloring, I feel like this one is a good one to do, but there's some really cute illustrations in here as well. Yeah, I like a lot of them. And I feel like, you know, it would be fun. I really like that cactus one. It would be fun to kind of add, you know, some of your own details too. So that's an option in this one. I like that one. And then of course the front cover I think is really cute. But her illustrations are pretty simple, you know, and they look nice when she colors them. So yeah, so I'm going to try that one out too. So yeah, so that's all my new stuff. Coloring wise, I've done a little bit. So let's start here. So this isn't very much, but I did start one of my pages that I am trying to catch up on in Good Yule. So this was my May, the page I picked out for May, and the color palette. And so far that's what I've got. I'm going to have the flowers be kind of a almost white, but like this minty green turquoisey color on there. And then of course I'll be doing shading on all of that and shading around the outside of this. And then I'll probably add a little bit more into the background, maybe just some white dots or something. But yeah, it's not my favorite, but it's going to get done. So there's that. In Botanicum, I did finish a page. So I finished this one and I posted that on Instagram recently. So you guys might have seen that. I still have this one as a buddy color to do. This one as a buddy color to do. And this one, which I'm working on that one too. You can see some of the leaves. I've done some of the leaves there. But yeah, so working on all of those whips. I finished a page in Regenbogen, which I'm not sure if I love it or hate it. So I really like this book, but every time I color a page in here, it's either just like meh or oh, I really like it. Okay, so I did this one, and like I said, I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I don't know. I used like one of those paint markers on the background, and I just didn't like how flat it was. So then I came in with some, I don't know if you'll even be able to see it. I came in with some gelatos and added a little bit of shimmer to some places and some shaded a little bit around the edges. And then, you know, a ton of white Posca everywhere. So yeah, I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if this pink was the right color. I don't think it was. But it's done, and it's, you know, I've got some sparkly glitter on the rainbows, which is kind of fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's done. But this one I do like very much, and I just posted this one on Instagram too, so you guys might have seen this one too, and I did this one in Boule de Pois. I really like this one. Now, I did use an inspiration image from Pinterest that I saw where somebody had done like this painterly rainbow in the background and then added like all of the fun little dots and lines and everything. And yeah, I just thought it was a really fun idea to add behind the unicorn. So So yeah, that is the other page I did in that. So that's basically all I've done this week. I haven't done a lot of color. Well, no, I take it back. I've done a little bit more. Hold on. So this is almost done. Almost done. It's just not quite. Almost though. So there's my color along so far. So you guys can, I've got like just a couple more things to finish coloring and then it'll be done. I haven't done any more on that. And I haven't, I did a little bit more on the background here. I tried to blend it a little bit more and make it a little darker. And then I went over top with some alcohol markers and even darkened it up even more. I think it's going in the right direction now. I didn't like the way that it was looking before, but I think it's going to be okay. So I'm really going to try to get this one done. This is one that I want to do, but I also have this buddy color back here. So I have to work on that one too. And that one I still have to work on. I still have to shade a few things, but yeah, so that's all I've done. Okay, so I want to play with my paint markers. So I have this Essential brush pen marker set. I have the pastel marker set here, and then these Artistro ones as well. And I want to color in this book. So I had this one started with alcohol markers, which I do like the way that that looks now. I think it's a good beginning. And this was the illustration that I had picked out to like for inspiration. But I was recently looking at some of Marjorie Sarnett. So that's who this book is by, is Marjorie Sarnett. Some of her original paintings. And look at all of the fun paint work in the background. Like, that just looks like a lot of fun to do. And I'm sure she's used like oil paints or acrylics or something, but I thought that I could maybe play with some paint markers and see if I could, I don't know, just make it, I don't know, fun, more, I don't know. This just feels blah to me. So I want to add something in the background behind the leaves. But yeah, like, so all of these like weird swirls and stuff that you sometimes find in her books, those are just painted in a lot of her artwork. I was just like, oh, that's way more fun than trying to color every little thing. Sometimes, you know, when you have like an original painting like this, it's when you transfer it to line art, it's not always the best switch over, you know. So I thought that that would be fun to play with today. So I'm going to try to do some work in this and see how we do. I have already added in, so the only shrubs were these ones down here. So this whole thing back here was open. So I've added in these shrubs here, and then done like a little bit of texturing. I don't know if you'll texturing with some alcohol markers there. Not a ton, but some. Yeah, and then I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with all of these little flower shield things. But I want to work on the background first, I think. So I just want to add fun to it. And I don't know exactly what I want to do. But I figured these pastel ones would be good for this, because I feel like I've got a color that's very close to that background already. So that number 6 feels like it's, I'll test all of this out before I start. So yeah, so that's like a perfect match for that background. But then adding in some of these other colors, I think would be like a fun, I don't know, just a fun playtime. Yeah, I like that one. And I'm going to grab 11 as well. I'm also, so in this set, I have a few lighter tones. They're not super light. There's still some pretty dark colors in here, but I think maybe like these ones would, this one for sure would be a good addition. So yeah, so I'm just going to play and we'll chat and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so hi everybody. I hope that you are doing well. I am coming to you from Friday morning. Not too early. I had to take my oldest to work this morning, so I was already up and moving, which is nice. I don't like to sleep in anymore very much. I feel like I'm just wasting my day now. I've been trying to get my my youngest out of bed. She's just not having it. She's just like, leave me the heck alone. Although she really wants to say other words. I don't know how I want to do this, you guys. I feel like it would be fun to do just like more rays of color coming through. I don't know. I'm not a painter person. I'm a coloring in person, but I want to be a painter person. This is the thing that I would love to be able to do. I just want to play. So I just want to do like little, I'm just going to start with this color because this feels safest right now. And I kind of have like a direction that the lines are going already, so I can try to keep it going that direction, I guess. Oh, that part up there should all be this color, so I'll just color this in with the paint. So let's see, what did we do today or this week? Not a ton. We did get together, so my D&D group is starting a new campaign, which now that makes, I think, three or four. This will be the fourth, I think, that we've started. And one of them, the one that we were playing since my kiddos were like really little, I don't think we're going to be able to do anymore because a couple of the kids have grown up and they're not really into D&D anymore, and it's really sad. I just want them to still play, but they're not interested. So but yeah, this new campaign, so I get to create a new character. Very excited. Okay, just heads up, this is going to be some nerdy talk, so anybody that's not interested in D&D, you can just tune me out. But I'm going to be playing a rogue. I have played a rogue before, so it's a class I'm familiar with and comfortable with. And I don't have to remember a bajillion spells, and I like that. It's just too much for my brain to remember all of that. I think it's one of the reasons that I've never like been able to grasp like Magic the Gathering, because my husband plays that, and I've tried I don't know how many times to play that with him, and I forget what all my cards do. Like I have no memory for it. And it's the same with my spells. Like unless it's like right in front of me, I don't remember that I have them. So it's just easier for me if I can just hit stuff, like stab stuff. That's good for me. So that's what being a rogue is all about, kind of. I mean, I can do some sneaky things, but it's definitely more stabbing. So I'll wait on that one. Let's do this one next and see what this looks like. So yeah, I'm going to be a rogue. This is a little bit darker than the color I just used. I'm going to be a rogue. And she's also going to be a deep gnome. So, for those of you who don't know, there is a whole like underground area, I guess, where there are some races that have kind of developed underground. So like elves, dwarves, gnomes, they kind of live down there, and they're typically like more on the like the evil-y side or the bad side. But my character is going to, she was raised underground with all the bad guys, but she's a little different than the rest of her family and the rest of her species. So she's like sweet and happy and bubbly, and pretty naive about things, but she's still very talented in like all of the roguey things. So she's pretty good at like sneaking around, and she's pretty good at like fighting things and stabbing things. And yeah, so that's kind of what she's going to be. She's just like a cute little girl. I'll put a picture up of the image that kind of was like, yes, that's why I want to play her, because she's just so cute. And so that's kind of where I'm going. I feel like that is just a fun twist a little bit. And so, yeah, and I feel like everybody is playing something kind of fun this time. So I'm hoping that it's not like super dark, serious, scary D&D, but we'll see how it goes. All right. I don't know if I like this or hate it either, but I'm just playing. So it's not going to kill me either if I mess up this page because, well, first of all, I've not colored in this book at all. So yeah, I don't hate that. It's kind of a fun little thing to add in the background, like all of these little paint bits. Now, sometimes with these Tule arts, you have to get them started a little bit. So, because they get a little watery and then they come out and they start to be a little bit more opaque. That's what happened on that lizard page. I started coloring and it was like, oh, this is kind of just like a marker. And then the paint started coming out. I was like, oh, that is not. Yeah, because that feels like it's kind of paint now. That's a little bit more. But yeah, I'm excited to play that character. I think it's going to be fun. I've never played a little character like that before, and I've never played anybody that's like, my characters are typically like, I mean, I have played some stupid characters before, or some naive characters. I'm sorry, not stupid. She's not stupid. She's just naive, and trusting, and yeah. But I've never played a little character, and I think that that's going to be really fun. And I get some special abilities for being little and, you know, for being that class and everything. So that's exciting. What do we think about this? I don't know. I kind of like it. Yeah. All right. So on these little branchy things, I'm just going to go ahead and paint these in, I think. See if I can just do that. I feel like I'm still going to try to do the owl with reds and then have reds spread out around the shields and stuff. Yeah, this is not great for like tiny little. I really have to be careful with how much pressure I put on things because it doesn't always want to listen to where I want the paint to go because the tip is a little jacked up now. I think I did that by pushing too hard. I have been reading. I got sucked into a couple book series. One of them was pretty good, but I don't know. It was like a YA kind of story, and I just wanted more from it, but I knew that it wasn't going to happen. But it's kind of like a mix between, well, it's like all things magical, but also Men in Black. So this girl finds out about the magical community, and then she has to go to this office where all of these magical creatures are trying to assimilate into the human world. So yeah, it's cute, but not my normal adulty kind of book. But it was still fun. Yeah, I don't hate that background. I think like this is really bright now. I don't know what to do with that. Let's see, let's play with some white paint here. I'll just go over the edges of this. Yeah, and then the other ones are just ones I'm trying to get through because I had started the series, but I don't love it as much anymore. And it's frustrating when that happens because I like to finish series when I read them. But when the books continue to get less and less interesting, I'm just like, why? Just make it good. All right, what does this one look like again? Let's see. Yeah, I feel like that one will be okay here. Okay, so I know I have the little warning at the beginning of the video, but just in case you didn't see it or you're not familiar with how these weekend whips sometimes go, I am going to chat a little bit, just a tiny bit, about a political issue, and then I will be moving on to another topic. So if you're not interested in that, you can skip forward or mute me or whatever you need to do, but just thought I'd share this little bit. So my oldest and my mom and my aunt, who are 68 and 72, went to the No Kings protests this past weekend, and they just came back and they were so full of hope, and it was really, really wonderful to see. I wanted to go. I really did. And I knew that if I got there, I would have some kind of weird panic attack, and I would ruin their time, and I didn't want that. So I just stayed home so that they could go and enjoy all the stuff. And then when they got back, my youngest was like, well, why didn't I get asked to go? And I was like, oh, I didn't know if you would be comfortable with like all the people. And she's like, I've been watching the protests on my phone. And she said, I feel really happy watching this because it shows me that there's so many people out there who don't hate me. And it made me really emotional. And I just hugged the crap out of her after that. I was like, you are an angel sent from heaven, and I want to say that nobody's going to hate you, but that's not the case. So, and again, for those of you who don't know, both of my kiddos that live at home are on the LGBTQ spectrum somewhere, and so they are really worried about not only their future, but their friends as well. And sorry, they anyway, they had a great time at the they had a great time at the protest, and my youngest, like I said, wants to do it the next time they go. So I was very proud of her in that moment there. Yeah, so she was just like, I just feel happy knowing that there's so many people out here who are trying to stand up for what's right and just show love to people and not hate. And I love that. So yeah, that's what they did this last weekend. And my oldest said that, a lot of the people from the Pride stuff just popped right over to the No Kings. So she said there were some crazy outfits around. But that they were all there to, support. So yeah, it was amazing to listen to them chat about it. And like I said, I try not to get too deep in the political stuff because I know that it's just I'm just gonna get overwhelmed. So my husband has been telling me every once in a while about things that happen, and I'm worried, but I'm hopeful. So that's all we can do, right? Okay, let's move on. Let's talk more about paint. I don't like these for little tiny details. I should have gotten, so I guess this is a good plug for the plastic nibs, because then I could get into here to these tiny little detailed areas and not make a giant mess. I feel like I just kind of painted right over all of that. Maybe I'll come in with some pencils and do that. I'm very interested in trying to do a little bit more like actual mixed media things where like I paint something and then I come in with my pencils and try to give it the look that I'm wanting. I don't know how I'm gonna do with that, but that's what I want to do. So as soon as I get this color along done that I've been working on for forever, it did take a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, by the way, just FYI. But once I get done with that color along, I will be recording a video about that Funky Florals book that I showed you guys last week, and playing around with that. I think that'll be fun. Again, it'll be a lot of playing like this and just trying things out and seeing what is fun. Okay. All right. I like that background. I think that looks nice. I'm going to bring in a green to try to add something there. I'm not sure which greens I used on this one. I don't know if it was anything here, but we're gonna just add a few little dots down to this little section, and it'll blend in, and it just gives it a little bit of a textured look when you add all these little dots. I think it's fun to do. You can also do like little swirls every once in a while too. So it's not just dots, but it's little swirls too. Okay, I like that. I do want to kind of get rid of those lines a little bit, I think. Those black lines there. I don't know that I have the right colors available though. I have a few others. I have these paint markers too from Shuttle Art, which I feel like these ones might be close. That might be kind of close to this one. I think I could just do that. Now this one is not opaque, but yeah, that's not bad. Sorry, I'm off screen again. It's more green than it is blue, but it's close. I have been thinking lately of getting also another color by number book, which I keep saying that I'm not going to do it, but with all these paint markers now, I really do like the way that looks sometimes. I have to get over the fact that they're telling me what color I need to use. And again, I know that I can just pick any color that I want to pick, but it's hard to just not be like instantly revolting against somebody telling me what to do with my page. It's funny. I am like that in real life too, though. Like, don't tell me what I can and can't do. Like, that's not okay. So something else I wanted to talk to you guys about. I don't know if you have heard about this yet or not. It's probably have, because it's kind of everywhere right now. But there's this Instagram account. I don't know if she started on TikTok or not, but I found her on Instagram. But her name is, Just Being Melanie, and she has the We Do Not Care Club. And she basically just kind of goes around and talks about all of the things that women in perimenopause and menopause do not care about anymore. Like, and it's freaking hysterical. The number of times where I've just been sitting there and then I just want to like shout out like, yes, somebody understands. Okay, so I do also have this giant tub of Toolie paint pens, and so I'm going to try to find something that will go with the greens here. All right, so here is the whole background. I was talking for at least 5 minutes without even realizing I hadn't turned my camera back on. Yeah, that's fun. So here we go. This is what it looks like. I think it's all right. I think it's going to be fun, and I'm going to try to keep playing with that too, but I do have to get my buddy colors done first, and of course that color along. So So yeah, that's going to be it for me today. I might play with this a little bit while I'm sitting here editing too, though. So maybe you'll see a little bit more done at the end of the video. All right, so that's it for me. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys hanging out and listening to me chatter at you. And yeah, thanks. Okay, I will see you next time. Bye.